Welcome back, and it's time for the Purge. ZWHZ is the code you'll need. Some traditions die harder than others. I'm going to stand for this game because that is the tradition. Pyro, thank you for that £20 and 24 pence donation as well, taking us up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very satisfying indeed. Very satisfying, and the comment as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4.56 to be more specific. Lovely place to be. 61% of our target. We're still probably about 4 hours left of game to go tonight, maybe a little more than that. But come and join if you want to play the Purge. This has been written by 8 Minky, and it's really good. Really good fun, this pack. Chock to bursting with extra information as well, which is lovely. Let me just get my notes into a readable, legible position. No, I want to hide those columns if I may. No, I don't want to. It's been locked. Well, that's no good. I'll just have to go over there like that. There we go, I can see that. With a bit of scrolling. Right, come join. 29 in so far. How many have we got in viewers at the moment? 92. Okay, we've been doing fairly solid numbers most of the day. Of course, we had a bit of a swell when we brought in a load of the speedrunning community came to join. But look at me starting a game 3 minutes past 8. So that doesn't sound like me, because of course this is now in my regular streaming time, 8 o'clock Saturday night. So maybe we'll get a few people coming in for this. 33 at the moment. Depending how long this takes, we might do distinction before. We might do guest game number 3 before. We've clawed some time back, and I feel like we're doing okay. Purge can take anything from sort of half an hour to an hour and a half, and I tended to be quite snappy with the actual game time tonight. So if we're within 15 minutes, if we finish by 8:45, so that's within 42 minutes, we'll do distinction first. If not, we may do the guest game first. You have got that time to get another 700 odd pound in there to get the prologue to game number 3, guest game number 3. Connors, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. You coming to play the Purge? Come play the Purge. You know it makes sense if you're not already here. You'll need the app for this. App. There we go. And then yeah, we've got all the big hitters coming in now with the Purge, and we've got distinction coming up. Guest game number 3 is one of the biggest hitters. I'm not saying a word beyond that. And then obviously Danger Zone to wrap the night up later on. We've got the Abyss in between that, and we've got the Escape Artists as well. So still lots going, lots to go this evening. You won a race against Flars last night. Good effort, good effort. 37 in. Any more for any more? 38 in. 39 in. Here he is. Go on, Connors. You know it makes sense. B. Walton, welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you with us. Battyman, welcome on in. 40. It's a good number. If we get that for the Abyss, and we've got a full lobby. Cherry Fourth, thank you very much for the follow. Confusing me with the Purge follow sound effects during the Purge itself. It's often the way. Right. Dylan seems okay. The dog's out. Anytime entry on this of a fashion. If you get eliminated, you can still carry on in the behind the scenes game. That's all good. Played drunk game in Mario Party Superstar, and it just turned out that way, of course. For those of us joining us just now, so I see there's a few new names just cropping up. Today we have been raising money for Calm, Campaign Against Living Miserably. So if you are in a position to support it, donation link is right there. Nata, Cherry Fof, welcome to the stream. If you're in a position to be able to support it, do go and give what you can over at that link there. The winner of every game is going to be winning a Campaign Against Living Miserably sweatband. We've still got one more incentive available if you donate £25 or more into the Steam lottery code draw, which there's a few names still pending being drawn, but yeah, there's one more available. If you give £25 or more, I think there's still one left. So if you think that's got your name on it and you fancy winning one of the Steam games hand chosen by me, there is one left, £25 or more over at that link. Yeah, donate £25, get a game, good for one more person. Score's much better at summarising things than I am. So, we got 41 in. I think we're going to leave it there. I don't think we're waiting for anyone else. So, for everyone who's new here, who's just come along, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. House rule is obviously no Googling, no cheating, or looking up answers anywhere else, just under your own brain. And just a gentle reminder for everybody, that is honesty is the name of the game. So, it's time for the Purge. Let's play. There is the anytime join code. And here's how to play. Answer multiple choice questions. If the group collectively fails to stay under the breakpoint, a purge is triggered, in which all incorrect and abstaining players must partake. If the player answers the purge question correctly, they rejoin the game. If not, they are eliminated. Play continues until 20 questions have been answered, 5 purges have taken place, or 5 or fewer players remain, whichever occurs first. The surviving players move on to the final purge. The breakpoint moves around. For every question you survive, you get right as a collective, it drops down. When we do trigger it, it will go back up. It starts at 50% and then it will go back up to 60 and then back up to 70 and so on. We are grateful to 8Minky for these questions, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun with them. We're going to start, as we always do, with the tiebreaker question. This will take the form of a number. Give it to me as a whole number. You shouldn't be able to type decimals or anything else into the box. Natter! There we go, 25 pound, and I feel that is possibly the last game that's gone from the Steam lottery code. Might as well take a stab, absolutely. We'll renew that a little bit later on, Natter. Thank you for the donation. 1259.56 is where we are at. So, tiebreaker question. You want to get as close to this number as possible. The further away you are, the worse you're doing, and this will come into effect later on for a tiebreak situation if we can get it. And Mr. Vertigo, thank you for donating £10 there as well. Most grateful. We'll check your message a bit later on. Let's do our tiebreaker question. I feel like we might get a lot more donations when we play Distinction, because it is the Distinction sting that we're hearing, and that would just be utter carnage, and that would be really good fun. So I hope you're saving some donos for later on. Here's your tiebreaker question. Answer as a number. Not counting the Young Pretender, for how many total days has a Charles been King of England? 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Let's have an answer. Quick. And there's time. If you didn't give me an answer, you'll be given max.int or int.max. The answer, for what it's worth, 18,284. Charles I was 8,710 days, 1625 to 1649. Charles II, 9,019 days, 1660 to 1685. And Charles III, so far, 555, 8th of September 2022 to the 16th of March 2024. However far away from 18,284 you are, that is your tiebreaker set. The breakpoint starts at 50%. If 50% or more of you are wrong, then we will go to a purge, where there is not multiple choice, but yes, happy 555, Charlie. Indeed so. There's no multiple choices in the purge, but there is generally a increasing difficulty curve. We're going to start though with 2 options, and they are AD, BC. Socrates was alive during the year 400. Just in time. Yes, give me an answer. There's no sense to abstaining. Abstention is treated as wrong, and you'll be put into the purge if there are enough of you. So make sure you do give me an answer. The correct answer: BC was forced to drink hemlock in 399 BC for corrupting the youth or some political malarkey, something like that. How many were wrong on that question? Can't sync your changes. Oh, I bet it's signed me out, isn't it? I bet that's what's going on. That's why I can't do anything. Yeah. Chrome has signed out. It does this around about 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, which is really inconvenient because that's when I'm streaming and I need to have access to this account. So if I sign myself back in, I might be able to actually change the borders of these questions. Let's see. And get rid of that column and zoom back in again. Sorry about that. I'm just making sure I can see all my notes in a reasonable fashion. There we go. Grand. Okay, BC was the answer. How many were wrong? Let's find out. Start the meter. Okay, not bad. 27% giving the wrong answer, 11 players. There were no abstentions there, which is great. 30 players getting the right answer, which is above the breakpoint, that's so to speak, but yeah, there weren't enough wrong players to trigger a purge, so we move on. Lower the breakpoint to 40%. 41 players still in live play, and 2 options. Let's take a look. Roll it. Say it as a W. What will I do to an R if I demonstrate an alveolar trill? That's what I was thinking, Prugs. That's probably what I'm going to do moving forwards. There's time. Correct answer. Roll it, just like that. The kind of rolling of the R's that comes from the front of the mouth and tongue and not the back of the throat. That's an uvular trill. Inability to pronounce R is cruelly called roticism. I think that's what Jonathan Ross has. Woticism, which would be the other one there. Great, well done. Let's see how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. 1 abstention there, and 10% incorrect in total, 7% going for say it's W. 90% correct, all good, let's go on. 30% is the break point, it drops ever lower, and let's see what the options are. 2 of them, take a look. Pepsi. Coca-Cola. A lyrical mention of what brand, oddly not the allusion to something else, got Come Together by the Beatles, banned by the BBC. Overrated band anyway. The correct answer is Coca-Cola, with all sorts of oddball lyrics. It's surprising that people didn't connect the dots on the line, he shoot Coca-Cola, but it was the BBC's policy of brand name drop that banned the song and not the possible drug reference. Interesting. It sounds very like a very BBC thing to do. Let's see how many of you are wrong. Start the meter. Okay, users flirting with it. 20% going for Pepsi, 1 player abstaining. Accounted for 22%, 78%, 32 players getting it right. Let's go on. Drop the break point again. 20%, still 2 options, and they are Beaker. Swedish chef. Which Muppet's anatomy typically includes his performer's human hands? Time. Correct answer. It's the Swedish chef. I have no more notes on this. Maybe Ape is just assuming I know all there is to know about the Muppets, but regrettably, I don't. Nata, that answer came in somewhat late. I'm not quite sure what's going on with your device at that point. Let's see how you fared. How many were wrong? Start the meter. We focus on the right window. Okay, still surviving. 12% going for Beaker, 88% for the Swedish chef. No abstentions that time, which is nice. Yeah, 36 given the right answer. So we're going to lower the break point again, this time down to just 10%. It's getting a little low. Let's see what happens with question number 5. 2 options, and they are Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. Under what name did the boxer nicknamed The Greatest win more professional bouts? This has got Purge written all over it, this hasn't it? Time. Muhammad Ali is the answer. From his first professional fight on the 5th of September 1960 to his last match he boxed under his birth name on the 25th of February 1964, Clay won all 21 of his matches. Ali won 35 and lost 5 of his remaining 40 bouts. 3 of his final 4 matches were losses, but he did win more overall under the name Muhammad Ali than Cassius Clay. 10% is the break point. I smell trouble, but let's find out how many were wrong. Start the meter. Yes, indeed. Didn't take long to get there. 32% going for Cassius Clay, 68% for Muhammad Ali. No abstentions, which is very encouraging, but if you were one of the 13 players to give me Cassius Clay, I'm afraid you are rather unceremoniously going to be put into this purge where you must give me a full answer in order to survive, and if you're wrong or you abstain, you will be eliminated from the game. Let's take a look and see who was wrong. You need the app for this one, can't quiz, won't quiz. Welcome to the stream, nice to see you. If you follow the link there or the link I've just posted in chat, you should be able to get onto it. Thet, Sam, Liswitz, Colin, Zeus, Dinatamol, Purge winner. Who's Purge winner? I'll have a look at it in a minute. Inca, Mark, Prug, Shapes, Nando, and Mr. Game Show. You are all in Purge number 1. Purge winner is there on the red one. Let's see if you can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Here is your Purge question answer in full 20 seconds. Good luck. Here it is. In grammar, what 3-letter word most commonly follows an Oxford comma? All answers in. Remember, you can still answer even if you are not in the Purge, because of course pennies are available. Correct answer. And Oxford comma is often used at the end of lists and so on to delineate between, let's say you've got companies, the Jones Company, the Smith Company, comma, and the Smith and Weston Company, or Smith and Wesson Company, where if, like, the last one has got an and, you would have an Oxford comma to separate the last one of a list. Traditionally, you wouldn't have, if you've got an and separating the last item of the list, you wouldn't put a comma there. Depending which publication you're writing for, different houses have different publications have different house rules. If you gave me and, you're going to go blue. If not, you're going to go red. Oh, Mr. Game Show. No, that's not the one. That is a 3-letter word, but unfortunately not the one we wanted. Sad for you on the back row there. Everyone else going blue, but unfortunately, Mr. Game Show, we have to lose your seat from the game. Do keep playing along. I do not own an illegal firearm, Clive. No, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't admit it live on the stream. Mr. Game Show, thank you for playing, but you have been purged. We reset the breakpoint to 60% and 40 players remain. Back to the main game. Now there are now 3 options per question. Just a happy coincidence that it's worked out like that. It's not in any way linked to when we trigger the purges, but there are now 3 options. And for your next question, they are: man, robin, bat. Which of these living things is of a different scientific class than the other 2? Everyone in. There's your time. Correct answer. The robin, it's a birdie thing, whereas a bat and a man are mammals. Bat being the point of contention, I think, in that. A lot of people sometimes forget that a bat is, in fact, a flying mammal. Robin was the answer. How many were wrong? Let's find out. Start the meter. Batman Robin, that would have been great. That would have been great, Bruce. No abstentions there. 8 going for man, 1 going for bat, and 31 going for robin. Man being the bone of contention there, maybe thinking that robin and bat are both, because they fly, they're different somehow. I don't know. But robin was the right answer. 78% getting it. Well played. Let's go on. Breakpoint lowered. 50%. Still 40 players in, and 3 options per question, which for this question are 1, 0, 2. The world-famous Venus de Milo marble sculpture has how many elbows? Time. We've got a little miniature one on a bookcase downstairs. Correct answer is, of course, 0. Both of the arms are broken off, one in part at the bicep area and the other in full. So 0 is the correct answer. How many got that one wrong? Start the meter. Okay, we're stopping there. 8 going for 1, 4 going for 2, 70%, 28 players going for the correct answer. 0, we avoid the purge. Well played. Let's go on. Breakpoint has been lowered to 40%. Still 3 options per question. Let's take a look at what they are. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Throughout the past few years, what company has run award-winning integrated ad campaigns for its video game consoles on the London Underground? Quick. And time. Correct answer. It was Sony. Joining the world-famous red circle with the white text underground on a blue rectangle, certain tube stations also had illuminated signs with a pink square, a green triangle and blue cross. All 4 shapes are symbols which are closely associated with the PlayStation consoles. Sony was the answer. Let's see how many of you gave me Sony and how many didn't. Start the meter. Hello. Cool. Woohoo! You lucky people there. 38% going wrong. 1 abstention on that one, which would account for 2%, but we just stuck under that breakpoint. 5 going for Nintendo, 9 for Microsoft, 25, 63%. Enough of you to survive. 25 given the right answer. We go on. We lower the breakpoint to 30%, and there are still 3 options. Let's take a look at them. It's just as stressful watching as it is to play. Roman Holiday, The Philadelphia Story, The African Queen. Which film stars Audrey Hepburn? A short to the point question. I have to say, Abe, it gets stressful hosting when I don't look at the stats. I need to find a time. I need to find a button to add a setting so that it hides the stats so I can watch the Purge meter go up in real time. I do get a log of where it is going to be. I understand, all my trade secrets here, but I get a console note of where the Purge meter is going to go when at the moment, I don't know. I won't know until I start the meter. So then I have to keep a poker face and do a little bit of acting if I can see it's going to be close, like I did just then. So which film stars Audrey Hepburn? It's Roman Holiday. It's Audrey Hepburn's only Academy Award win was Best Actress for Roman Holiday. The other... and that's the end of the note. I don't know if that was curtailed or if I just misread that, but yeah, there you go. Roman Holiday was the correct answer. And let's find out how many were wrong. And I'm not going to look at the console. I'm not going to look at it. Start the meter. 30% breakpoint. Oh, you've triggered it! 48% of you were wrong there. 10% going for the Philadelphia. I mean, the African Queen was enough on its own to trigger the Purge, and then another 10% with the Philadelphia Story. 38%. 19 players getting the wrong answer. Yeah, 21 get to sit out of this Purge, but you may want to answer anyway for bonus points. Everyone else, though, I'm afraid you're going to have to fight for your lives as we go to our second Purge. Let's find out who is in it. AB Me, Mr. Vertigo, Fetch, Stilgar, Pyro, Colo, Sam, Colin, Zeus, Natter, Purge Winner, Lottibus, Fluffy Bunny, Danny, Nando, Puzzle Dan, B. Walton, Connors, and Battyman. Full answer required within 20 seconds if you want to rejoin the game, otherwise you will be purged. Good luck. Here is the question. Only one country's name begins with Q. Only one country's name ends with Q. Both are part of what continent? Time. Correct answer. It's Asia, Qatar and Iraq, respectively. Qatar and Iraq, the only 2 countries to begin and end with a Q, respectively. If you gave me Asia, you go green. If not, you'll go red. Or you'll go blue. If you gave me Asia, if not, you'll go red. Now, there's at least one I need to condone here, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 saying Africa, 1 with no answer, and then I've got 1 that says Asian, which feels a bit charitable, but I'm going to allow on this occasion. Purge Winner, you said Asian, and I am going to allow it on this occasion. Rushmead, welcome back. It's going okay, actually. Yeah, it's since I had a slight meltdown, but we're back in action. I feel like my second wind is coming, and as you can see, we're at £1,269.56, which is excellent. If you are in contact with our colleague who won at a lottery game, poke him, get him to pop back in, because we'll do another draw in a bit, and because I haven't drawn his yet. Unfortunately, though, for Mr. Vertigo, Fetz, Stilgar, Danny, and Puzzle Dan, it's a wrong answer at the wrong time, and I'm afraid you have been purged. Thank you for playing. Breakpoint reset, back up to 70%. 35 of you still alive. Still 3 options per question. Let's take a look at the next one. Animal. Mineral. Vegetable. Lovely. What is Lufa aegyptiaca? I think I've said that right. Lufa aegyptiaca. Animal, mineral, or vegetable? Time. Correct answer. It's a vegetable, and I've got no further notes on it, so you just have to take my word for it. Yeah, right enough in mind, but that's good to know, Abe. I'm glad I've got your vote there. What is it? Can you tell us what an Aegyptiarca is while you're here? Turns off light and gets... I thought it was a sponge. Oh, is it a loofah? Ah, literal scrubbing back loofah. Ah, well, there we go. And that's just a loofah. I mean, to be fair, it says it. I saw a luffer because there's a school not far from me called Bishop Luffer, and I probably said Luffer Aegyptiarca rather than loofah, but there we go. Anyway, how many were wrong? Start the meter. Ooh, okay, we've avoided the purge, but cutting it a bit fine. 49% getting the correct answers, so under half getting that one right. 12 going for animal, 5 going for mineral. In fact, exactly half. There's obviously a rounding error somewhere there because it's 17 and 17. But yeah, half of you getting it right. Oh, but there was an abstention as well, which is where the off has come from. So technically 18 of you were wrong and 17 were right. But we sit under that breakpoint and we lower it to 60%. We're 2 purges deep, and we're going to increase the number of options now to 4 per question, starting with this one, and those options are Jane Eyre, Pippi Longstocking, Peter Pan, Nancy Drew. Thank you, Abe. What eponymous literary character's middle name is Delicatessa Windowshade Mackerel Mint Ephraim's daughter? What a delicious name. Time. Particular to spite you. A couple of people have done it today, and I said to Lewis, can we swap it? And he said no. So, well, I'll autocorrect it anyway, but I appreciate it. There he is. No, eponymous, much better word, although they're not technically completely interchangeable, but anyway. Correct answer, rather blissfully, is Pippi Longstocking. Nothing else to report on that one. Breakpoint is 60%. Let's see how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Avoided a purge, 60% were correct, 21 players, 1 going for Jane Eyre, 1 for Peter Pan, 10 went for Nancy Drew. Cool, that's a big swing over there. The hive mind has saved you all though, and we're going to move on to the next question. Breakpoint now lowered again to 50%, 35 of you still in live play. Let's take a look at the options, 4 of them, and they are 8 minus 61, 0, 1 plus 9, 6 plus 8, 6 over 801. When viewed upside down, which of these mathematical statements has the greatest value? Oh, Ape. You are a naughty ape. I was thinking that looks very sus. That's something gone wrong there. Oh, what a naughty ape you are. Order! You deserve an order for that one. Lovely stuff. So that... It's that last one I can't get over. Cheeky Minky, indeed. 108 divided by 9 would be 9 on the right. 8 plus 9 upside down would be 17. 6 plus 10 would be 16. And then 19 minus 8. So I'm guessing 8 plus 9 is 17? That one. Panda! Thank you very much for that gifted sub to 8 Minky. Thanks for the fun maths question. Thank you, Panda, for that sub. That will be added to the total and go off to the charity when the next pay packet comes in from Twitch next month. And naughty Minky. You've got a note here. It's technically also true as seen right side up from greatest to least. Greatest to least, sorry. Least isn't the word. 8 plus 9 is 17. 6 plus 10 is 16. 108 over 9 is 12. Not 9, my bad. And 90 minus 8 is 11. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, chat. I got that one wrong. How many of you were wrong, though? Let's find out. Start the meter. No, I just misspoke. Colin. Trying to do upside down maths. Okay, we survive. Trying to do upside down maths and run a 14-hour stream. So, forgive me. 21, 60%, or is that 9%? I don't know. 17% going for 6 over 801. Tip, thank you very much, and a message from our sponsor, Tipster.
It's so difficult to stand upside down on my desk.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for the 8 months, mate. Much appreciated. And yes, 4 going for 6 plus 10 and 2 going for 19 minus 8. How many of you were wrong? We've already done that. So we're fine. 40% were incorrect. Breakpoint was 50. If you'd done that on this question, you would have, I think, just survived because it has to breach it rather than be exactly it. But yeah, 40%. So we survive and we lower the breakpoint to 40%. 35 of you still alive for now as we come to another question. 4 options, and they are yellow, cyan, black, magenta. Which colour in the CMYK model is named for a place? Time. Correct answer is magenta. Colour was originally called fuchsin and was renamed to celebrate a battle won in a town in Italy called Magenta. Cyan derives from a Greek word meaning dark blue. Cyan's quite a light blue though, isn't it? Though the ancient Greeks didn't have a clue about colours, they used to call the sky bronze coloured if memory served. But yeah, I didn't know that. Let's see how many of you did. 40% is the break point, and how many were wrong? Start the meter. Hello. I wasn't concentrating. We triggered a purge. 51% is all that got it right. But unfortunately, the breakpoint was 40, so we needed 60% getting it right. No one went for yellow, 10 went for cyan, and 6 went for black. Unfortunately, if you gave me cyan or black, or if you abstained from that one, you're going into this purge. 17 players coming into purge number 3. Let's have a look and see who you are. Ralph, Pyro, Clive, Otley, Listwitz, Colin, Keshi, Purge winner, Rotted, Mantissa, Shapes, Nando, Flyboy, B. Walton, Taz, Battyman, and Cherry Folf. You are all in Purge number 3. Full answer required within 20 seconds or you'll be eliminated. Thank you for the 48 bits there, Taz. And if you're not in this Purge, you can answer anyway, just for fun. Good luck. Here's the question. What part of the eye is named for the Greek word for rainbow, which is also the name of the Greek goddess of the rainbow? How appropriate. I mean, that isn't planned because the purges can come at any time, but we've gone from a Greek colour question in the main game to a Greek colour in the purge question immediately after that question. Check where you're typing, Stilgar. It's got to go to the... it's not to the Whisper bot. It's to the app, so we shouldn't be typing in public chat at all answers, but certainly not on this game where there is no whispering either. No worries. So, the... oh, hello. Here's a message from our sponsor, Connors.
Mr. Royal, chat. Have a great weekend.
You too,
Large
Connors.
love. Thank
you very much for the 1,000 bits right there. That's another £10 going towards Calm. Very grateful to you. Thank you very much for your generosity. The correct answer to this one is the iris. Fittingly, the iris is the coloured part of the eye. Fittingly, we just had a Greek colour-based question going into it. I mean, did you plan that, Ape? Did you plan for there to be a purge there? Let's take a look, see how many of you were wrong. The answer was iris. Wrong answers: cornea, retina, and no answer. Unfortunately, those are wrong. If you've gone blue, you get to rejoin the game, but unfortunately for Colin, Mantissa, B. Walton, and Cherry Folf, unfortunately it's the wrong answer at the wrong time. Thanks for playing, but you've been purged. 31 players remain, potentially 2 more purges to go through. Our breakpoint is reset to 80%, and we've still got 4 options per question. Let's go back to them, and they are: silver snake, blue barracuda, purple parrot, orange iguana. Dominica's national flag contains what living thing? I'm getting tired. Dominica. Time. A lot of answers coming in. The correct one was purple parrot. The answer choices are a reference to the classic Nickelodeon kids game show Legends of the Hidden Temple. Dominica's flag is one of the few that include the colour purple. Lovely little piece of trivia there. Big old breakpoint, 80%. Let's see how many of you got that one wrong. Start the meter. Halfway to the breakpoint, 39% incorrect, 61% going for purple parrot, no abstentions there, 4 for iguana, 5 for barracuda, and 3 for silver snake. Well played, on we go. Lower the breakpoint, 70%, 31 players in live play, and still 4 options per question, and they are: arrhythmia, encephalitis, pleurisy, that. A pulmonologist would most likely treat which disease? Is it cirrhosis at the end? I didn't want to say it because I was doing so well. One of the few flags to feature purple. Indeed it is. I just said that, David, in my trivia. Oh, cirrhosis. Of course it is. Thanks, Mark. I got all the first 3, and then I failed on cirrhosis. Arrhythmia, encephalitis, pleurisy, and cirrhosis. But welcome back, Bod. Lovely to see you here. The correct answer. It's pleurisy. A pulmonologist is a medical expert associated with the lungs, and pleurisy affects that organ. Arrhythmia is heart-related, encephalitis involves the brain, and cirrhosis, of course, cirrhosis of the liver. I'm used to that expression, cirrhosis of the liver. I'm not used to seeing the word written down, I think, is the problem there. Pleurisy was the right answer. How many were wrong? Let's find out. Start the meter. We've avoided it. Well played. Only 39% getting it, which is enough to keep you under that breakpoint of 70%. 16 went for arrhythmia, 2 for encephalitis, and 1 for cirrhosis. But 12 getting the right answer. It was enough to survive that question. Let's go on. And while we're at it, let's increase the options and lower the breakpoint. Lower the breakpoint to 60%, and the options are now increasing to 5. Still potentially 2 purges in the bag, but only 5 questions left in the main game. Let's see what this one brings. 5 options, and they are: Empire, Dynasty, The Crown, The Queen's Gambit, Succession. Which of these television series is an historical drama with much of its plotline being based on real-life events? Time. Correct answer is The Crown. A slightly softer question to throw for us. It was very kind. Yes, it's based on the it's sort of semi-fictionalized, quasi-fictionalized, but it is based on the true life story of broadly Queen Elizabeth II and her reign. Queen's Gambit, I really wish it was real because it's such a brilliant story, but it's not. It's based on a novel by Walter Tevens. And Succession, I've never seen. Dynasty, or it might be pronounced Dynasty. My brother's ex-girlfriend used to be obsessed with that show, but I've never seen an episode. And Empire I'm not familiar with. Let's find out how many were wrong. Breakpoint is at 60%, I think. Let's find out. Start the meter. Nice! Just the one player going for the Queen's Gambit there. Everybody else getting the right answer, no abstentions. Lovely stuff. We survive, and on we go. Breakpoint dropping to 50%, back to what it started with now. There's some good content. Yeah, there is a bit. Next question, 5 options, and they are: Spice of Life, Thief of Time, Soul of Wit, Mother of Invention, Sincerest Form of Flattery. The word defined by which proverb is a synonym for ephemerality? I think I've done well there. Time. Now I know ephemeral, when referring to data, is pronounced word. I know ephemeral refers to sort of temporary, as in non-permanent, like ephemeral data. So I'd think it was something to do with time, probably. Let's take a look. Correct answer. It's the soul of wit. Brevity is the soul of wit. Indeed, Lupine's there as well. I'm going to look at my notes now. In alphabetical order, brevity, indeed, I was right, excellent, is the soul of wit. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Necessity is the mother of invention. Procrastination is the thief of time. And variety is the spice of life. Ephemerality is a synonym for brevity, so it means brief. So I'm thinking of it in terms of temporary data. It's only there for a short amount of time, but it's only there for a brief amount of time. If you look at the etymology, I imagine that's where it comes from. What a beautiful, that might be one of my favourite questions of the day. So you can have 2 honks for that, ape. I enjoyed that a lot. Brevity being the soul of wit as well is something I need to start living my life by a little bit more often. Let's find out how many of you got that one right. Breakpoint is 50%. Let's take a look. Start the meter. Yeah, we've triggered it there. 84% were wrong, just 5 getting the soul of wit there. A lot of you thinking like my initial thought, the thief of time. 15 going for that, 4 went for the spice of life, 3 for the mother of invention, and 4 for the sincerest form of flattery. That means that's going to be a big old potential purge pile there. That is 19, 22, 27 people. Sorry, 26 people, I think, coming into purge number 4. 5 of you get to rest on your laurels. You can still answer this question, but you could be going straight to the final if all of these players get it wrong. Let's have a look. Who is joining us for purge number 4? A lot of you. Ralph, Pyro, Colo, Clive, Otley, Brig, Liswitz, Keshi, Zeus, Natter, Purge Winner, Paulister, Rotted, Lottibus, Fluffy Bunny, Prug, Shapes, BC, Nando, Flyboy, Luca, Tipster, Jack, Taz, Connors, and Battyman. You are all in purge number 4. A full answer is required within 20 seconds if you want to survive. Who's not in it? Might be easy to say. Samster, AB, me, Inca, Toot, and Mark. You could be about to be fast-tracked into the final if all of these are wrong. If even one is right, then we will continue the game with the last few questions. Good luck. Here is purge question number 4. What sport with Indian origins has variations that sees its players inside golf carts, upon yaks, and aboard segways? Yes, the full phrase, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. And a lot of people say, oh, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery as a positive, but actually it's a truncated version of the full expression, which is actually, when you say that, it's actually a negative axiom rather than a positive one. There were some non-answers in that one, so you will be eliminated as a matter of course. Let's find out. The correct answer is... it's polo. Conventionally played on a horse, but Indian in its origin and variations inside golf carts, upon yaks, and aboard segways, apparently. How many of you were wrong? Let's take a look. Only a smattering, but we've got answers including kabaddi, lacrosse, cricket, and racing, all of which are incorrect, I'm afraid. It does mean we have to say goodbye to you. Natter, Paulister, Rotted, Nando, Tipster, Taz, and Battyman. Good hustle, but for the 7 of you, your time has come. Thank you for playing, but you have been purged. Segway Quidditch. Okay, we're at the maximum point. The break point can be 90% with 24 players left in the game. Looks like we will be going to, just to clarify, if we run out of questions or if we get through the 5th purge, then we can only have 5 in the final because we've only got 4 questions for the final, so there will only be 5. Elimination will be done based on who has got the most questions correct, and then if necessary, if we have a tie, we'll go to that tiebreak that we did right at the front end of the game. I think we've got 3 questions to go. Let's see how you get on with this. 5 options, and they are David, Anne, Tom, Rick, Ben. One of the world's 10 most visited websites every month since 1996 was co-founded by Jerry and whom? Time. Correct answer is David. It started as Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web. It later became Yahoo. It was co-founded by Jerry Yang and David Filo. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield make ice cream. Tom and Jerry are the cartoon cat and mouse. Jerry Stiller and Ann Miera are Ben Stiller's parents and a comedy duo. And Rick Kurtman and Jerry Scott created the Baby Blues comic strip, just to pair up all of those names with their respective Jerry. Start the meter. Sorry, I'm getting a bit agitated. I have to say start the meter before pressing the button, don't I? Hello. Nah, survived it. 9 going for David, well played. 7 for Tom, 1 for Rick, 7 for Ben, none for Anne. Anne and Jerry, not sure what that one is. We've survived, we're under at 90%, 2 questions left. Breakpoint lowered to 80%. Let's see how you get on with this. Options are sad, angry, haha, care, wow. Which word is printed the most times in the King James Version of the Bible? Oh, I hope it's haha. I've just glanced at the answer and I'm not surprised by this, but it is a little bit depressing. Angry is the correct answer. There's 43 angries, 19 cares, and 10 sads. Unfortunately, there are no ha-has and no wows. Unsurprisingly, perhaps, but yes, angry was the correct answer. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Breakpoint's 80%. Let's take a look. Start the meter. As you went through, counted them all individually. And 3 times, welcome on in. How many overseen emojis? We've avoided it, 46% correct, well played. Welcome on in, M3 times. And Jesus did turn the water into wine and the crowd went, wow! Very good, very amusing. Quite relieved to see nobody went for haha or wow. 8 went for care, 5 went for sad, but 11 did go for angry. First one is in the Garden of Eden, probably. It'd be wrath or some translation like that. We drop the breakpoint to 70%. And we take a look at the next question. 5 options, and they are Europe, South America, Asia, Africa, Antarctica. When measuring from the centre of the Earth, the world's tallest mountain is on what continent? From the core outwards. I'm not sure how it changes it, but we'll take a look at the notes from Ape in just a minute. The correct answer is South America. It's Mount Chimborazo in South America. It's close to the equator, the region where the Earth bulges out the most, so it's more than 2,000 meters further from the center than Mount Everest. If measuring from base to tip, which would count the distance under the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii's Mauna Kea has the greatest amount of total height. So yeah, it's always a very vague question when one asks what's the tallest mountain in the world. So Ape's done a sterling job of nailing down exactly which one he's talking about there. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Breakpoint, I think, is at 70%. Let's take a look. Start the meter. Have many mountains. No, that's true. Word of the Purge. No one abstaining. Exactly half of you getting South America, 4 going for Asia, 3 for Africa, 5 for Antarctica there. Yeah, 12 right and 12 wrong. And with that, we've run out of questions. We forego the 5th Purge question because we have kept under the meter. You've done very well. There are 24 of you left in the game, and we only have space for 5. So let's take a look and see who our 5 finalists are going to be. And I can say eliminations are going to Purge winner, Pyro, Zeus, Lottibus Shapes, Brig, Listwitz, Connors, Flyboy, Keshi, BC, Ralph, Fluffy Bunny, Prugs, Colo, Clivo, Inca, Mark, and Luca. Luca going out on the bubble, finishing with 15, but a tiebreak of 10,284, which means our finalists are Sam, AB Me, Toot, Otley, and Jack. you are our 5 finalists, and I can tell you that there is a clear break between, after 20 questions, Luca got 15, AB Me got 16, as did Toot, as did Otley, as did Sam, all of them getting 16 and delineated. They'll be delineated in order into the final on their tie breaks, and Jack got 17 out of 20. Very well played, you 5. You've booked your place in the final after 20 questions. Sam's tiebreak just over 6,500 away. Otley 12,000 away. Toot 16 and a bit thousand away. AB Me 61,000 away, but all on 16. So that's the order they'll go in. AB Me will be last. Sam will be second, and Jack with 17 and a 13.2 tiebreak will be first. Thank you very much everyone else for playing, and do continue to play along for the bonus pennies in the lobby game. And let's just take a look at the cues correct, and the Purges survived. The full leaderboard there. Number of questions you got right in the first column, and the Purges you survived in the second. So it orders it by Purges survived first, which is why all the 4s are first on the leaderboard, and then it counts back again from there. So there you go, and at the end of the game it should tell you how many pennies you get. It's calculated based on how many questions you've got right, I believe. So Jack is going to be the first player into the final, and he's going to be joined there by Sam, Otley, Toot and AB Me. For everybody else, thank you very much for playing. You have been purged, and for now, for my 5 finalists, it's time for the final purge. Jack, Sam, Otley, Toot, AB Me, welcome to the final purge. I think you've all been here before. I'm not sure if you've all won, but I'll check the leaderboard in the fullness of time, I'm sure. The final purge works a little differently. You're going to be shown half a question. Based on that half a question, whoever's in control will have to decide whether to play or pass. If they're going to play, they get the full question and can then answer it themselves. If they decide to pass, they're going to have to tell me who they want to pass it to. He's never won it, but I think he has. But people don't tend to allow him very often these days, especially when he's already won the first 4 games of the day today. But we'll see what happens. If you play and get it right, you can choose someone else, anyone you like, to eliminate. If you pass and they get it wrong, they eliminate themselves. If you play and get it wrong, or you pass and they get it right, you are eliminated. So you need to choose wisely when you only see half a question, and you must base your decision based on that. Word of warning to you all, you'll have to press the name of the person you're passing to if you're going to pass, and the names will not necessarily display on your device in the same way that they display on the broadcast graphic. Okay, so double check that you are passing to the correct person, because there's a lot of strategy involved in this decision, either giving it to someone who you think is going to be weaker, or giving it to, I don't know, however you want to play it, but just check you are passing to the person you think you are passing to. So Jack, as you came in the lead, you're going to have the deciding vote as to whether you go first or last, and we play in descending order of points, which is you going first, or ascending order of points, which is going last. It'll go Jack, Sam, Otley, Toot, AB Me, or AB Me, Toot, Otley, Sam, Jack. Whatever you decide now, Jack. And you need to make that decision now, first or last. Jack's going to face the gauntlet head on and take the first question. 4 questions, and you're going to get half of each of them before you have to make a decision. Jack, best of luck. You're in first. Here is half a question. And based on that, decide whether you want to play or pass. In what 20th century decade was the South... Jack's going to play this question. Okay. Best of luck, Jack. Here is that question in full. In what 20th century decade was the South Pole reached by a team of explorers for the first time? 10 seconds. Everyone else may also answer if you're in the behind the scenes game. Jack's got an answer in. And there's everyone else's time up. There's a non-zero chance. Oh no, it doesn't seem to have condoned wrong answers by the looks of it, which is a relief. There's often a danger on when you have decade-based questions, if you have 4 numbers and then an S. But I think I've bumped it up to 81%, so that shouldn't happen anymore. But we may find out in a minute. What did Jack say, and what was the correct answer? Jack said 1910s, and the answer was 1910s, December of 1911, no less. So, Jack, that is a correct answer. You now got the choice of someone to purge. Is it going to be Sam, Otley, Toot, or AB Me? Who's going home? Had a good long think about it, but ultimately he has settled on Toot. I think no one perhaps is surprised by that, but Toot, unfortunately Jack has chosen you for elimination. Thank you for playing, but you have been purged. And you go grayscale. And the game moves on to Sam. Sam, based on half a question, play or pass? He's got enough headpads already. Valid. Often used in sushi, a cut from... I think I know what you're going to do. I was wrong. I was half right. You pass it to AB Me, so AB Me, you're going to get that question in full. If you get it right, AB Me, Sam's eliminated. If you get it wrong, you are eliminated. Good luck, that question in full. Often used in sushi, a cut from the fatty belly of a tuna is spelled the same as a Spanish word for what animal? Answer from AB Me. Time. Fairly sure I'm going to need a ruling on this, Ape, and or Lewis, and or Colo. Correct answer is bull, and you've said cow. Common word is toro, as in toreador. I'm disinclined, but I don't know enough about it, so can I defer to you three? Lewis, I don't think toro can mean cow, and 8Minky is the writer saying he'd say nah. Cow is vaca, it is a different word. Toro is bull. Unfortunately, we can't allow it, AB Me. Valiant effort and almost there, but not quite over the line, and I'm afraid that does mean you have been purged. Good pass from Sam, who's still alive. Control passes to Otley. Half question, is it a play or is it a pass, Otley, based on this? On the charity hit We Are the World, which singer? Giving it back to Jack. He's managed to avoid... no, he didn't. Jack played his own question. Forgive me, Jack. But Otley's managed to avoid a question, and Sam's managed to avoid a question. This is Jack's second now. Jack, that question in full passed to you from Otley. If you were right, Jack, then Otley's gone. If you're wrong, then you're gone. Good luck. Here it is in full. On the charity hit We Are the World, which singer, a visually impaired performer, was the oldest credited solo artist? Five seconds. Time. I can say, Otley, you gave me the right answer. So if you would have played it, and spoilers a little bit for you, if you would have played it, you would have had free choice of elimination. I can also tell you that Sam gave me the right answer, so if it passed to him, you'd have been gone. What did Jack say? He went for Stevie Wonder, which is wrong. It's Ray Charles. In fact, I've got a note here. Stevie Wonder, 20 years younger than Ray, also performed. Wonder joked if the song wasn't recorded in one take, he and Ray would drive them home. Don't know pop culture. There was a good pass then from it, Otley. Good a guess as any as well. Pretty good stab if it's not really your area. But a great pass from Otley, who gets to survive. And Jack, I'm afraid you've been purged. Which means control passes back to Sam for the final question. Neither of you've answered a question yet, it's worth pointing out. So one of you is going to have to answer, and depending who will determine how the game plays out. Sam, based on half a question, is it going to be a play or a pass? A scale largely used to describe the intensity of. Sam's taking it on. Otley, you've got to keep your fingers crossed. Good luck, Sam. Here's that question in full. A scale largely used to describe the intensity of sound waves is named for what Scottish-born scientist? Time. The correct answer is Alexander Graham Bell, which is exactly what Sam said. Namesake of the decibel. Curiously, that's what Otley said. Otley actually said decibel, which I would probably have had to disallow on the grounds that we were after the name of the scientist and his name wasn't Decibel. Keith Decibel. Never clicked that it might actually be named after someone. So it means Sam's got his last question right, and Sam, the honour is yours to dispose of Otley. Press the button, Sam. Not over until you eliminate. If you've closed the app already. Thank you. God, if you had closed it already, that would have been a nightmare. Otley has been chosen to be purged. The person who passes the sentence must swing the sword. I don't know if you're looking around for the button to eliminate yourself on there. I've taken that option out. Otley, thank you for playing. You have been purged. Which means 41 players have been whittled down to just one. Congratulations to Sam. You have survived the purge. I'm going to make a decision in a minute. I think I'm going to push distinction back, and we're going to go into guess game number 3, because it'll take me 10 minutes to set it up, and it gives me a chance to do some more draws. Actually, I might do them afterwards. If everyone is around for my guess game, I'm going to put my desk back down before I do anything. If everyone's around for it, then we'll go to guess game number 3 now. Start that one slightly early. Try and finish that one ahead of schedule, and then we can get back on schedule with distinction after that to lead us into the final run. Let me just take a look at the leaderboards for the Purge before we go on. It's Sotley, would that have been your first? That would have been your first Purge victory. Rough. Prey, welcome on in. Sam, as it stands, that is your 4th Purge victory, giving you a clean 2nd place, unshared by anybody else. I'm going to roll the credits, add on those pennies to your penny banks, and then I'll come back to the cam and let you know what's going to happen next. Thank you to Abe for a just marvellous pack of the Purge there. Huge amounts of fun. Wonderful, wonderful questions. And the one Purge question we didn't see, you can save that for a rainy day, or you can share it in the Discord. It's entirely up to you. But great questions, Abe. A lot of fun. Well done to everyone who took part, and many congratulations to Sam. As before we do, let's go and look at the leaderboard, see who got the most questions correct. I forgot that's a stage in this new version. Hello, little dog. Sam getting 23, actually getting the most questions, I think, of anyone, apart from Toot also getting 23, but didn't survive quite as many purges. Yeah, those are the final scores. Hopefully it says your pennies on your devices as well, which is lovely. Really great stuff. I'm going to roll the credits. I'll see you on the camera in a few minutes' time. Congratulations to Sam. You have survived the Purge.